Let's make a clay pinch pot flower. First, we're going to start by creating a pinch pot. Then we are going to alter it so it turns into a unique flower unlike any other. Here are a few examples. First step is create a pinch pot. When you get your square of clay, you are going to round the edges. And make sure that you are standing up for this part. It will make it way easier. Then push your thumb down into the center and use your 2 fingers to pinch and turn. This will take a couple minutes. Make sure it's not too thick and it's not too thin. Usually it gets thick around that part, so make sure that you focus on that bottom part when you're almost done with your pinch pot. Squeeze the sides so you have a good sized flower. Step 2. Cut your flower petals. This is where you will find your tools. Get out the tool with the wire end and make marks about 1 thumb width away from each other. After you are happy with how your marks look, slice down the side of the pinch pot, but do not cut in the center. That will make your flower fall apart, and we definitely don't want that. When you are done, separate them just a little bit. Not too much, we don't want a flower plate. Then use your 2 best tools, your fingers, to form and create rounded flower petal ends. We do not want square flower petals. Voila! Here are my flower petals, but you can make yours whatever shape you want, just not square. Step 3. Add the center of the flower. Now this is where it gets interesting, and this is where you can make your flower different from everybody else's. You can add texture by pressing tools into the clay. You can add things like leaves and ladybugs. You can add pieces and texture and all of the things that you will need for the end of the project are at the clay table. The clay table is where you will find red trays of extra clay that you can get at any time that you need it. You will also need something called clay glue, also known as slip. This clay glue has a rough brush inside that you should be roughing up the texture of your clay with, so when you press down an extra piece, it sticks on, because as these dry over the next couple weeks, we don't want your pieces to pop off. I'm going to demonstrate some different tools and techniques on how you can add some unique pieces to your clay flower. These ones have been baked in the clay kiln, that's why they have no more water in them and they are pure white. This one has a double layer and very unique petals. And this, I like the center of those. There's little pom-poms that they added some texture onto. If you want to create a swirl, first you have to roll a coil. It was getting too long, so I split it in half. But before I wanted to add my coil, I wanted to add some texture by drawing with my wire tool. So I did that first. And then I finished my coil. And it's time to scratch and attach with the clay glue. Make sure that you have scratched both sides and press down your piece so when it dries it doesn't fall off. you can add more pieces. I wanted to try using this little cookie cutter. So make a thin piece and press it down, and you can add these wherever you like. If you want to make a leaf, start by forming it with your fingers into a football shape, and then I like to make the vein of the leaf with a wire tool. Time to get some clay glue and press down so it doesn't fall off. When you are done with your project, pick it up with 2 hands, bring it over to the finished clay project table, and take a piece of paper and write your name on it and leave it at the table. After you've left your clay project at the table, go back to your table and clean up. Make sure you put your extra clay on the red tray back on the clay table. Then if you have to wash your hands, wait on a red or black dot and wait your turn. Now we are ready to begin. I'm going to leave you with a few more ideas on how you could create your own flower pinch pot. Happy creating! I can't wait to see what you come up with.